Hello, y'all. It's 3:20 p.m. I I think I went to bed at I tried to go to bed earlier, but couldn't. But somewhere between 5 and 7 a.m. this morning, I went to sleep. But I went to sleep between 5 and 7, and early this morning and all day I heard the loud music. So I forgot to mention it, but they had some illegals that had a white what looked like maybe 1997 looking model of two-door white F-150 with kind of like a tan at the bottom. I think I remember that's what the truck looked like. And then I peep out the window to see who that was blasting loud music. Excuse me. And they passed by blasting loud music and made a right turn at the corner right by my house. And then almost immediately after making the turn from the main street to come by my house, they placed the elbow out the window. And I forgot that right before the Friday's altercation with the neighbor, when I got inside from getting my groceries and after I turned the camera off, they had some more illegals that I forgot to mention this Friday, that they passed by, and I think they had a blue truck, and I don't remember what kind of truck it was. It was a blue truck, and I just remember that it wasn't new. But it was a blue truck, and the one in the passenger side waited until as they passed my house, and the one in the passenger side slung his arm out of the window. Just immediately after I turned the camera off. And I forgot to say all this when I was distracted with feuding with the neighbors and stuff. And I feel embarrassed because there was some trash, and people might judge that video or judge or whatever. But I was in the middle of gathering the trash to take out when she knocked on my door. I was putting up groceries and taking out trash, like gathering trash to take out. So if y'all if y'all have a first bad impression of, I see, trash all over the place in your video, so you always keep your house nasty. No, I was in the middle of cleaning, and I didn't even realize it until I came back and looked and realized that that the video had done that. So it's like here they have a mixture of legal Mexicans, native-born Mexicans, and illegal Mexicans. They got them all. And they have white people, black people, no Asians in this small town. And I'm not sure if there might be any Native Americans in this town, but the Hispanics, they outnumber us. No matter what, the Mexicans, they outnumber us. But it seems like I've gotten gang stalked by, a few black people here, but mainly whites and Mexicans I get gang stalked by. But in Victoria, I get more gang stalked by blacks and whites. When I go to the main city, Victoria, I get gang stalked by like a nice handful of black people, my own race, my own kind. So I don't always know, but a lot of the times I know when a Mexican is legal or when they're not legal. just like the guy with the Pittsburgh Steelers flag from Friday. I think he was one of the illegal ones. But they got some people of all races and colors. Well, I'm not going to say all races, but, people of multiple races and colors could gang stalk you. But professed targeted individuals say, that the gang stalkers want you to manipulate. They want to try to manipulate you to think that it's racial. Because if they have, black people who say that they're targeted individuals, and they say that they're heavily being gang stalked by a whole bunch of white people, or a whole bunch of Mexicans, or a whole bunch of whatever other XYZ foreign people, or if they might feel like they're being gang stalked by a whole bunch of Arabs, or if they might have white people who say that they're being gang stalked by a whole bunch of black people, and then that they say, well, the program is trying to make me turn racist or something. But they say that they swear up and down that they're not racist against blacks. But I'm a black person, and the online gang stalkers of any kind of race, they falsely accuse me of being racist. I'm like, how is it you're going to be racist against every race? If y'all make it like you're racist against Asians, you're racist against Hispanics, you're racist against white people, you're racist against your own people, you're racist against this, you're racist against that, you're prejudiced to this and prejudiced to that. No. I'm spiritually prejudiced against narcissistic abusers in the gang stalking network cult. That's what I'm prejudiced of. But they think they got the authority because they protect the cult being loyal to wickedness and protecting their own. So if I say this white female gang stalker did this to me, oh, she's racist. Or they'll call me, hateful. Narcissistic abusers love to call me hateful. But when it's them. So anyway, I get a lot of teenage white boy, immature teenage white boys who are perps too. And you can tell they're devil worshippers. But there was a point in time in Pensacola, I would be gang stalked by a whole bunch of elderly ex-military, ex-Navy. And it seemed like a lot of military people are narcissistic abusers from personal experience, I know. Domestic violence, that narcissistic abuse of domestic violence is very rampant across all branches of the military. And all police, except a few good ones who really care. And those are the ones who end up losing their jobs as a police officer. The ones who, have a good soul. But the fact that I've had military vets, whether it be fake or real, gang stalking military vets. I get a lot of fake vets, fake military, fake disabled. When I was in Pensacola, and they had able-bodied young dude, nothing wrong with you. You look like you come from the hood, and you're fraudulently and illegally driving around with a fake disabled veterans. Florida. Now this is the shit that would throw me off though. Florida, like Louisiana, have only one license plate in the back. It's not like Texas or Virginia or New York where you have front and back license plates. So when I see something like a Florida disabled veteran license plate in the back, but in the front, you got a Louisiana license plate, or you end up having no license plate at all. You drive at night with no headlights. Or you might drive around with your emergency flashes on. Or, you manipulate the headlights. I've had perps, I'm pretty sure during my gang stalking perp walk videos in Pensacola, where right in front of my face, like say for example, if a car is waiting at the stop sign and I walk and cross the street, almost immediately after I cross the street, they flip on one headlight, or if they already have the one headlight, they'll hurry up and flip it off right after I cross the street. And I'm like, and that's another way to gaslight you too. So I woke up at 11:51 this morning. Well, I woke up a little later than that. But so I didn't get full 8 hours of sleep. And so my body feels kind of weak, especially in my arms. And so I woke up this morning with harassment. David Jane posing as other people. And it's hard to delete David's comments when I have to keep blocking David's accounts, and he comments under supportive people. He comments under their videos and then manipulate them to believe him lying on me, and then they turn against me and betray me. So ever since after David Jane came and flooded my comments with harassment and lies, I woke up, when I got up and I realized I lost two subscribers because of what he did. And then when I blocked him, I couldn't even get, usually when you block somebody on YouTube, they, the comments automatically get deleted. So, their comments get automatically deleted. And so, but when it comes to David, I have to manually delete those fake harassing comments. I have to manually go and delete 57 fucking comments. And so I think David Jane and two other perps came to harass me. And so the video from Stank Whore Lanika from the Masonic Smelly Crab family, they had a perp that trying to make it like as if I'm just this unhinged, crazy person that's just giving Lanika a hard time. When the Gang Stalking Network sent him to come over there and say that. And they made sure I got no thumbs up on that video. But the main people who tell me to ignore the gang stalkers, if I say something about my twin sister, nobody's on my side. Or they'll pretend to fake half like the comment, but they don't go all the way out of the way to, as if they're scared to, retweet or share or something like that, But when it comes to, but it's like, I don't have anybody be loyal to me. Y'all supposed to be part of the TI community like me. And y'all tell me don't be scared. But then, you know, if if my twin sister makes up a lie about me, the same people who tell me ignore your stalkers, those are the main ones that when my twin sister says something, they're the first to flock to her. Or the same people who beat me over the head, bullying me about how I should read the Bible. Yeah, they're the main ones who don't care. Or feel like I'm the one who's bad or wrong or full of drama and foolishness. And if I'm the one full of drama and foolishness, and they but you're quick to believe my twin sister with everything. So it's like people are all about control. They don't care. They treat you like you get on you. They treat you like a pest that get on their nerves. And the gang stalkers get satisfaction at other so-called targets hating my guts or not liking me. As I said, if the TI community was full of really chosen ones, then there would be more love. Like, for me to speak out against gang stalkers, it's just, I'm the one who's just so hateful. I'm the one who's hateful. But the gang stalkers, they try to manipulate everybody to turn against me. But yeah, as I said, the same people who tell me ignore the gang stalkers or you better stick to your Bible, they're the main one. Or trying to narcissistically bully, harass, and lecture me and tell me what I need to learn how to focus on, or what I need to focus on or worry about. Learn how to worry about this or focus on this. And they say it in a smart ass, abusive, rude way. So then I block you when you talk to me like that. I mean, I know the freaking religious narcs talking about, command them to flee in Jesus' name. You're part of that fake Pentecostal deliverance ministry dumb shit. Command these spirits to leave in Jesus' name. Regular Christians don't talk like that. I've tried that, commanding such and such to leave in Jesus' name. You know what they do? They harass even more. Because you're not putting enough power behind it. Well, what the hell? But a lot of Christians say, I don't know, but it's like, but I mean, Jesus himself, commanded spirits, come out of, if he would command the spirit to come out of a human or animal or something, but when have any of the regular disciples, if they got the fake Pentecostal people think that they can perform the miracles that Jesus did, and it's like the religious narc, they're all about control and self-righteousness, and they do not care about you. And that's why when they try to order me around and tell me what to do, I know that I be getting mad because, if they try to dish out orders telling me what to do, and I be getting mad because I know that they don't care about me. If the same people yelling at you, telling you, you need to learn how to get in that Bible and read it. They don't care about your soul or salvation. They just want to look big and think that they got some power over you. So, and then they're constantly telling you what to do, or they try to order you. They try to narcissistically invite themselves to be your so-called Bible coach. Against your consent or agreement, they just start to, force themselves into your life and start dishing out orders, telling you what to do, trying to control your life decisions, dish out advice you never asked for. And then they act like they want to constantly remind you of the Bible, or they want to act like they falsely assume that you don't know Jesus, or they act like as if they know for a fact you're not reading the Bible or praying, or if you're frustrated about the gang stalking, and then lie and say that, oh, well, all you got to do is pray and all the attacks will go away. That's not how it works. But it seems like the devil leave you alone when you're lukewarm. So, I don't even remember all the harassing comments that David Jane made. But, he made a lot of fake. It's like, if David is supposed to be mentally disabled, how is he smart enough to know how to do this cleverly evil wickedness? And they can have somebody who act like David Jane or act like the fake Darnell Williams perp or something like that, and then pretend to be normal and righteous with another personality, and then talking like as if it's a shame how people do each other evil. And I'm like, well, all the evil you do me. What about the evil you do to me? So, but I heard that Twitter has been having, ever since they had a new CEO, Twitter has been having problems lately. Twitter has been having like technical issues. But the same people who feel like I'm full of drama, or that they don't want to hear any negativity, or they don't want to hear it, but then they're the first to flock to my twin sister and act like they want to join her cult and defend and agree with her lies, and then start acting like a perp. So I'm forbidden and not allowed to expose or mention about my twin sister or Lanika. But I can if I wanted to talk about the fake Darnell Williams perp, that I can do that. I can talk about David Jane. But they falsely spin the story and like as if I did David Jane terrible, or that I treated him terrible or did him so wrong when we were in Los Angeles. And, as I said, I guess this has to be real of spirits taking over people, because David never harassed nobody back then. David never David never bullied people. David never picked on nobody. But yeah, David has, talked bad about people behind their back or mock and laugh at people. But he would have a meltdown and cry if somebody did the same thing to him. But I'm pretty sure we all had our moments where we did talk shit about somebody. And I'm gonna say this, if people want to talk about, you're wrong for speaking ill of the dead, I'm wrong for exposing a deceased person's. If I mention about a deceased person's Masonic affiliation, you got family members that's Masonic, and they're still living. They got blood sacrifices in your family. So, y'all with that Masonic satanic voodoo devil worship. And, oh, everybody has the right to sue me for slander, libel, and defamation when it's public record. But people call me crazy all day. And so you can look up a YouTube video of any deceased celebrity, and you know, you can look in the comment section. And while most people pretending to be all fake, that's what they do. They want to talk shit about you and hate you while you're alive, and then after you're dead, they talk about how great of a person you were, and that is fake and phony. Because Master P, he's down with the devil, but a lot of people, praise him for saying, don't wait till after somebody's dead to, give them their flowers. Don't wait till after somebody's dead to praise them. Why don't you give them their flowers while they're still here? But that's mainly in the black community. Mainly in the black community, I talked about how you single out and hate one family member, and then all of a sudden, if you treat me like shit and you think I'm crazy, you have nothing bad to say, and you do this to your own family members, be like, oh, I can't wait till grandpa dies, or something like that. If you be like, oh, he's so mean, I can't wait till he dies. And then you're rubbing your hands together waiting to get that inheritance. And then after you got the freaking inheritance, oh, Grandpa Joe was the sweetest man that ever lived. Oh, he had such a cordial soul. Some weird shit like that. Like that's how they, they try to make their words all fake flowery and glittery, and make it like, and sometimes you might not realize the goodness of a person until after they're dead. And then, then you realize that they weren't as much of the devil as people painted them to be. As I said, I hated my biological mom, Frances, when she was alive. And even Wyatt and them used to be like, oh man, I can't wait till she died. But a lot of the siblings were saying that they couldn't wait till she died. But I don't remember whether or not I said it. But the foster mom manipulated us to hate the biological mom and be against her. And then a lot of the biological siblings, they hated the biological mom, Frances. And then after she died, they all acting like they idolize and worship her now, or making like she was such a great queen or to be celebrated. I'm like, sit y'all fake retarded asses down. I'm thinking that in my head because I wasn't there. I did not get to go to the funeral or anything like that. So but the biological mom, Frances, to have been a birth parent, only twice she did something for me. Once she gave me a $5. It was a generic fake Rockaware t-shirt for me and my twin sister's birthday back in sometime before Hurricane Katrina. It was probably 2004 or 2003. And then after going 2007, she treated me to Golden Corral. But that's the only thing that she ever did for me. But, I was doing a lot and I was doing a lot for the whole family and was always giving gifts and food and everything for the family. And they took my kindness for weakness and was taking advantage. And then they'll try to manipulate, and they even get offended if I try to give, like, say, for example, I decide to make a casserole and the dessert and a special drink for the whole family. And then if they would act like they would treat my food like it's diseased. So when I came back from Costa Rica, the family pretended, foster and biological family members pretended that they hated salsa Lizano from Costa Rica just because I introduced them to it. So they hated salsa Lizano because of hating me. So they missed out on a damn good sauce, all because wanting to just be hostile towards me. But if you're constantly doing a whole lot and a narcissistic abuser use you as an errand slave, and then they will throw in your face that they'll lie and throw in your face that you never did shit for them. And the biological dad author, when I first started coming around, I was 18, 19 years old and financially starved. The foster mom financially starved me. And I was financially starving really hard. But even $20 was a relief. If the biological dad author, after I turned 18, maybe a couple of times, he gave me some money. But the biological mom, Frances, used to close the door. I mean, she would block me from going to even converse with Arthur or talk to him. She would block the room or block the house, and then she manipulated Arthur to treat me a certain way. Arthur got mad and raised his fist at me one time. Frances beat me up one time. But she got beat up by my twin sister. But how many family members told me that they wish I would die? My own twin sister said, "You go live where Leah in her grave, you sick fuck," during an argument in 2011. In 2012, she had a picture. I mean, she sent me a Photoshop picture of herself aiming a gun at me. And I didn't know how to screenshot back then. And I don't even think that, I think it was on an Android phone. But I didn't know anything about screenshotting or anything back then. So, and so she also said, "Oh, you see that GoFundMe that you got up there? You might want to leave it up there for your burial." Or, Mark has told me to drop dead. He even told me that he wishes that I was never born. But I was a little kid, and I got sick and tired of his abuse. So, if he would abuse me so bad that I would tell him, I would tell him to his face, "I wish you were dead." And then so he'd be like, "So I wish you were never born." But then years later, during an argument, he told me to drop dead. But shucks, Ramona tried to fucking kill me. Or she'll beat you up like as if she's trying to kill you. And she put her hands on me, physically assaulted and abused me more than 3 times throughout my life. But only 3 I can remember. Mark used to put his hands on me. Wyatt put his hands on me in 2007. But Pete almost put his hands on me. But and Derek almost put his hands on me before. Brothers. And Sean attempted to put his hands on me before. I got 5 brothers, and I had a dad when he was alive, and none of them cared to protect me or be supportive of me. 5 brothers, and then none of y'all would go to bat for your own sister, but you would rather defend and agree with and go to bat for and protect strangers against your own sister. And this is why I talk bad about y'all, because of the dirty shit y'all did to me. And you still would do to me if you were still around me. So if y'all never did me dirty shit in the first place, I wouldn't have to talk bad about y'all. So yeah, they, including my twin sister, she put her hands on me numerous times. But I mean, they said that we never met Belinda. So yeah, Derek and Pete are the only 2 family members. Wait, I don't remember whether or not. No, I don't think Sean actually. Yeah, he did put his hands on me before. But so it's like, if they'll do something like trigger and provoke you to physically lash out on them, or if they but if you say something, they'll use the humiliating violence to try to punish and control you and think that they're putting you in your place. But if they started first. So none of my nieces and nephews put their hands on me, but the hate is still just as strong, you know. And none of my cousins put their hands on me, got physically violent. No, I had a push and shove match with Whore Rebecca before Hurricane Katrina. But drunk lady Yvonne, my aunt, one argument, and she hate me forever for the rest of my life. Because I said, all I told her was, she was drunk. And I said, look, and she was talking very bad about me for no reason. I had just come back in town and had a rough time trying to do the Grand Canyon job. See, when Mark and Ramona, if they try to say that, I'll stay away from Candy because she negative. And Pete too. And so when I try to tell Mark good news, he ignored me and acted like he didn't care. When I was excited to try to, I told him about how I'm supposed to get a job at the Grand Canyon. And Ramona was talking on the phone with Mark, and he ignored me and acted like he didn't care. And everything about, like, my twin sister Ramona and Mark and all them, Wyatt, everything, they're all fake. They're all mentally off, slow, and retarded, and fake. Fake as hell. But y'all call me crazy and retarded and schizophrenic all day. At least I'm real and authentic. Dang. I don't even remember us feeling like that how come if the foster mom brainwashed us to worship her and love her, how come we never thought to say that, well, I wish the foster mom Ann would die? How come you know what? I think Joni used to say stuff like that when we were little kids, but I honestly don't remember. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I thought I remember her saying something like that. But the foster mom used to wish death on me, telling me, she didn't say she wishes I would die. She would tell me frequently how I deserve to die, how I'm going to wind up in jail or dead and deserve it. So if I'm eating breakfast quietly and minding my business, doing nobody anything, and she'll walk into the kitchen and say, you're going to wind up dead, and then walk off. Nobody said she was wrong for that. And I know the perps are gonna pride themselves on giving me lots of thumbs down on this video, like they always do. Wow, I'm sitting here feeling triggered by talking about this, feeling like this is a sensitive topic. But I was trying to say, you can look up any celebrity on YouTube, and on a YouTube video, and then you'll see people gossiping about whatever dead celebrity. I guess celebrities are idolized and worshipped when they're alive, but when they're dead, they don't get that protection where, oh, you don't get to speak ill of the dead. If Aaliyah is deceased and people will say, oh, Aaliyah was a pass around, Aaliyah was a hoe, where are her family members to come? If Aaliyah was sex trafficked and targeted in MK Ultra and forced, sold to the industry like a lot of other Hollywood kids, and then murdered off after they're no longer useful, or some people say killed and cloned, how come they there's no protection for saying that that people are wrong for saying that Aaliyah was a pass around, or she was fast, or promiscuous, hot in the pants, or whatever derogatory, disrespect, or people still slander and call Michael Jackson a pedo. Where's Janet Jackson or Jermaine or Tito, Randy? Where's any of them to to come back? Where are they to come back and find those comments and try to sue? I saw this TikTok video. I didn't play the video, but I saw it, the search results. Somebody tried to talk about, oh, if you speak ill of the dead, it's a crime and you can be sued for libel. But it looked like she was in a different country though. But I don't even have like a habit of talking bad about dead people all the time. I don't go around just doing that. But, the fake TI perps that want to defend and agree with Freemasons while you claim to be Christian and against Freemasonry, because of the one time that I exposed the Kraft family, which is Lanika is part of, when I exposed their Masonic affiliation, oh, you're wrong for speaking against dead people. Shut up. You just want an excuse to defend and agree with and protect Freemasons because you're secretly Masonic. How can you tell me? You have told me this is what they do in the lodges. Well, how do you know unless you're there? Or in the Masonic lodges, they teach this, they teach that. How do you know what they teach in the Masonic lodges? I'm sorry about that. So, how do you know? Like that lady, Miss Samantha, she tried to tell me. That's the one who tried to make it like as if I'm wrong for, oh, you posted up a dead man's obituary. When his obituary is considered public record. But I was pointing out how the whole family is Masonic. But me and her was speaking on, I didn't even know she was going to defend and agree with them. But they'd have moments where she would try to tell me, you're supposed to be Christian, but you would try to tell me that gang stalkers have a right to, that I deserve to be locked up in a mental institution. Why are you defending and agreeing with them? So she caused me to lose 7 subscribers and have me muted and canceled that day that she talked about, you posted up a dead man's obituary. You know, so, you know, she tried to make it like as if she being targeted. But she was a an abusive, fake Christian, narcissistic TI perp using real targeted individuals for narcissistic supply. And so, so it's like you defend and agree with Freemasons, yet pretend to be Christian. You defend and agree with gang stalkers, saying that they have a right or that I deserve to be locked up. We weren't even discussing before about my hypersensitivity with people, you know, smacking gum or whatever. But out of the blue, she told me over the phone that in the Masonic lodges that they teach the Masonic people to make popping noises with their gum to harass and annoy, you know. I'm like, well, and other people say too, well, how would she know exactly what they do in their lodges unless she one of them? So how you gonna profess to be Christian and defend and agree with Freemasons, or defend and agree with the perps, or defend and agree with satanic devil worshippers, or defend and agree with the LGBTQIA community or any of them, or defend and agree with whatever is biblically wrong? But y'all talk about me. So it's not slander if it's true. If I got the evidence right there, that's not slander, defamation, and libel. But not people with narcissistic personalities love to threaten with slander, defamation, libel, cease and desist, or whatever, to try to keep you quiet from speaking the truth. And they get your social media accounts wrongfully banned and everything else. But people always get not just a free pass, but rewarded for whatever wickedness that they do to me, and falsely praised as good people. But, you know, I gotta be falsely painted as canceled and hated, and treated like as if I'm the most despicable, you know, or the most disgraceful person. And people, they be just self-righteous and fake. And they walk around, they do wicked, evil acts, but they walk around with this mindset of fake positivity, just to look good in the eyes of men. And then they want to try to lecture me about negativity or focusing on negativity. But you the same. You spew out negativity, but you only want me to focus on your negativity and not others. What about your negativity and abuse that you spew out to me? It's the most wicked, abusive narcs always talk about negativity. They always talk about how, if I'm talking about the gang stalking, and they say, all you do is whine and complain, or your videos are just full of negativity. Well, you using other people's videos acting like you're exposing gang stalking. But when I show you my gang stalking videos, you discreetly, quietly, ghost me. But people are just fake and self-righteous. But with Jordan Neely and Daniel Penny, they had somebody probably behind a fake account, also named Samantha, I think her name was. And try to say that, take this comment down and trying to say that Daniel Penny has every right to sue me for slander. Shut up, because you're one of the fakes that falsely glorify him as a hero. And yeah, how much money of his Give, Send, Go did you donate? Probably nothing. So shut your fake ass up. That might have been a fake account using the name Samantha. But people slander Jordan Neely all day long. And he's deceased and can't speak for himself. His family ain't even fighting for him. Only that one auntie that just wanted to cash in and get some damn money, and I think she sacrificed him. But, yeah, Jordan Neely is a deceased person who's been slandered. Ahmaud Arbery, yeah, after death, people talk bad about him too. Try to make it like he was a criminal who get what he deserved. So, and it's tons of plenty of people. You know, if you hear about how somebody died or got murdered by the police during a traffic stop, they'll gossip and talk bad and be self-righteous and judgmental when they don't know the backstory, and you're only going by what the video is presenting to you, but you don't know the history behind that. You know, that could have been a targeted individual that got shot and killed or murdered on camera by the police. And then next thing you know, y'all talk bad about and then try to be like, well, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. They love that. Internet narcissistic abusers love to talk about play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and I don't feel an ounce of sorry for him. He really deserves it. So the way that citizens expect you to be compliant and obedient with these abusive, narcissistic, Freemason, tyrant police officers that are bullies and abuse their power. And a lot of people, do they have anybody who would call the police officers a Karen and a Darren? Or male Karens or whatever? So, if any of them is like a Karen or a Darren or something, you're not going to say that, you're not going to say that the police it's like people make it like as if you have to obey all orders of the police, whether they're right or wrong. And then like as if you can't question them just like God. And that's why they're Freemasons, because they pretend to be fake gods with an S, small g and with an S at the end. Small letter, lowercase G-O-D-S, not the one big G-O-D. So, if the cops are dogs and not the real God, and they worship donuts, you can't call, who gonna call them fat and greedy pigs? Oh yeah, they call them pigs, but where's the fat and greedy component, like you call me? So all this horrible stuff said about me, and y'all sit there and let it happen. But the moment I say something about somebody, even if they're living, I deserve to be canceled and muted and hated. Or they try to make it like I deserve to be hated, or that I deserve to be punished, because y'all want to try to make like Candy has a hateful spirit. Because me standing up to you gang stalkers, if people say don't allow people to abuse and walk all over you and stand up, and then when I do fight and stand up, they want to say ignore. So, And they got too many fake Christians who want to serve Jesus their own way. You know, saying stuff that's not in the Bible, commanding demons to leave. And I mean, that's not biblical. That's not in the Bible. But the Pentecostal narcissists think they got the authority to perform Jesus' miracles. And then they do witchcraft and falsely making it like as if they're performing Jesus' miracles. Or pretend they delusionally believe that they got so much power. Or religious narcs want to keep tabs on me and making sure I'm going to church. Why, if the church is full of an abusive, narcissistic, sold out Masonic gang stalkers? Fake ass church people. Fake people. You know, they might have these Masonic sellout black fake church pastors walking around saying that Jordan nearly got what he deserved. Because you want to worship what's popular in the mainstream fake news. Y'all would defend and agree with the fake lab meat. So somebody on TikTok showed a video about fake chicken from fake Walmart. And I'm like, wow, that chicken looks familiar. So now I guess if I see fake chicken, I guess I'll have to test it out. And I'm like, well, people, they got a lot of food to throw away. If they glorifying fake food as organic. So I'm in the process of trying to fully break away from fast foods. I am grossed out and they're trying to get us to not eat meat so that we can be weak. So that we can be weak for the new. They're trying to dismantle us. They're trying to unarm us. They're trying to take our strength away. They already succeeded at getting rid of the family unit, and which made way for feminism and women working outside of the home. And you know, shouldn't be homeless single women running around the streets. Or it really shouldn't be homeless anybody. Homeless single mothers because of domestic violence and narcissistic abuse from the dad. And then the judgmental fake church who don't know what's going on in the home would falsely lie and falsely just jump to conclusion and be a know-it-all narcissist and be like, well, she was disobedient to her husband. And, you know, she was disobedient to her husband, and that's why she get what she deserved, you know, for him to put her out, or for him to take her car away, or withhold money, or punish her some kind of other way. But narcissistic spouses or baby daddy or whatever. I mean, if say, for example, if you just have a boyfriend, not even engaged, and if he gets you pregnant and you're just a baby daddy, I mean, you're just a baby mom and he's the baby daddy. See, I just accidentally blurted out unwanted thoughts. Sorry. See how my word, and that's why I be like, you know, trying to think so hard on what I need to say. So if he's the baby daddy and you're the baby mom, and if he act jealous and controlling before he even gets you pregnant and manipulate you into thinking that he's so in love with you, you know, with the love bombing stage, and then he slowly but surely start to get more controlling. Y'all not even married, and he's sitting here, you know, controlling your finances and controlling who you're allowed to talk to, isolating you from your mom, dad, or anybody else in the family, and force you to idolize and worship him and bow down. You know, So, but yeah. So if people want to tell me ignore the gang stalkers and focus on this and stop focusing on that. Don't, I'm 39 years old. Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me what I need to worry about or focus on. And you don't even care about me. You barely even know me. Religious narcissists, they don't feel like as if they want to see you go to heaven. And they abuse you and tear you down and then say it's for your own good to teach you a lesson. But all it does is weaken you even more, not strengthen you. So I do be trying to focus on, if I try to focus on writing or things I would do to try to distract myself from the gang stalking, but they want to remind you of them. They want you to remind you of themselves. They want to remind you of themselves 24/7, always letting you know that they're there. And I said that with my disability, it's impossible to just totally ignore these bastards. So I get criminalized for trying to talk about, for if I try to do what makes me happy, if I try to go swimming or try to take a vacation, try to enjoy myself, I'm not allowed to do that. Or if I do, I have to do it in secret and still get caught, like as if I'm running from some crime or something. Yeah, according to the abusive narcissistic gang stalking network, for me to go swimming is a crime. For me to eat food, it's a crime. For me to think about or talk about food, that's a crime. So, but I try to do things to take my mind off the gang stalking, like, watching YouTube and TikTok videos, but not 100% all day long. But I can't find a job. This town is so small, and I need transportation. So if I had a vehicle and was fit to drive physically, because this morning, I didn't get the full 8 hours or enough sleep. So, I wish I could get my own stuff from the storage unit, all independently. But it doesn't look like I can. I'm going to have to need some help. But that's one of my goals, is to get my stuff out of the storage unit. I try to focus on my writing. And I said I want to be able to write more short stories, but if people say I'm a negative person, but I try to do something positive and get slammed for that too. And they just have their minds made up that everything about me is just negative. When you call people negative, that's a red flag right there. You're a narcissistic abuser. Because people with narcissistic personalities always use the word negative. Or they always talk about being, can't you be more positive? When they're abusing, yelling, and very controlling. Trying to control what you should think or worry about or focus on, that's narcissistic. Trying to order you around and dish out orders telling you what to do. Will be 40 years old in less than 2 months. And still don't have the freedom to, people don't give me the respect or the freedom to live my life the way I want to. But they got people half my age living their best life and doing what the fuck they want and being happy. Hell, they got this guy called is it called Amusement Force or something like that? And it seems like as if he goes all around the world at amusement parks all around the world and just filming himself going on water slides. It's like, well, are there things other than a water slide? So if, he's living his best life, doing small clips of him filming himself with a waterproof camera, filming himself going on water slides all around the world. And I'm like, well, if all of us can live out our best life, that would be so awesome. They got people who travel America just to do food reviews. Even if they don't like it, or they'll get mad if somebody recommends, well, you should go to this restaurant. And they'd be like, man, it's nasty. Like, y'all sent me to drive 200 miles all the way from here to here just to get some food that's nasty. So, but if they might have, I felt like even in my 20s, I felt like I always wanted to travel the world and be happy. And just, I wish I could be like I wish I could have been like a successful travel blogger or do multiple things. So if I wish I could be like a world travel blogger, but now travel is so difficult nowadays because ever since the what happened 3 years ago, I wish I could be able to get to travel the world. Still do, but I don't think I can get to fulfill that. Travel to different countries. See, that was just a Tourette's tick right now. Like that. I almost didn't even realize I was doing it. So, but, yeah, I'm not a fan of, I guess nobody's a fan of nasty food, but what might be good to you, what might be nasty to me, or what I might like, you might not like it. So, it's like abusive narcissistic gang stalkers got a fake problem with everything you do. Everything you say is a big problem for them. And the religious narcs, they want to use the Bible to manipulate and control and abuse you and hurt you while telling you that you're so full of negative. You're negative. So, I'm no longer homeless at the moment. But, I couldn't do restaurant reviews because if I do restaurant reviews, then the gang stalkers will use. And if I publicize my restaurant reviews, the gang stalkers will slander and lie, and to have me wrongfully banned from that place. All I got to do is if I say, well, the fries didn't have any seasoning on them. Oh, they'll call up the place and show them the video and have me banned for life. So the restaurant would be like, oh, well, I saw the video you did about me. Well, who showed you the video? Oh, the lady named Starbricker. She showed me your videos. But any other homeless person, if you're homeless and if you don't know whether or not you're a targeted individual, if you can try to, I hate that the world cares so much about appearance But they don't even go after your heart or personality, but they go about outward appearance. That's what narcs worship your. I mean, they idolize the idea of physical appearance. But if you're homeless, and if you're not a targeted individual, or if you know that, or if you don't think you're targeted, I mean, you can publicize YouTube videos or maybe Instagram or TikTok or something and do restaurant or product reviews and make a living and get out of your homelessness that way. But being targeted, the gang stalkers will make sure you don't get out your situation. And that's why, since I got this place, I'm under heavy attack. And they might attack the person who gave me the idea to come down here. But she ain't even talking to me now. So, say for example, what if I do, like, I did do a couple of product reviews. But what if I were to try to do product reviews, not necessarily restaurant reviews? So, what if I wanted to do a product review? So what if I do a product review of, let me think. If I do a product review on how this affects me, I mean, how this, if you like this or not, or how it affects you, or how it has healed you, or if I do a product review on the crock pot, or if I do a product review on this hot cocoa, if I do a product review on soap, if I do a product review on these scissors or something like that, you know. So, but it seems like, you know, I guess that, if I could do product review videos, that could be one thing to help take my mind off the gang stalking. But the gang stalkers will sabotage that, like as if I'm not allowed or I'm not supposed to do that. Well, who gave you the authority to permit or not allow me to do something? Who gave you that power and rulership and authority? Satan himself, or you just, you know, take it upon yourself to think you got the authority to set yourself up in my life against my will, unwanted. I don't want to be bothered with you. I don't like you. I don't even know you. Stay away from me. And you think you got the fake authority to make rules for me on what you think I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. If I try to write short stories, y'all stop that. If I do product reviews, you stop that. If I get a real job, like you keep saying, but guess what? The fake job is being a slave underneath somebody working a 9 to 5. Feminism is the reason why women are working 9 to 5 when biblically we're not supposed to work 9 to 5. And I heard that biblically we're not even supposed to be living off the government. That's Satan's government. So, you know, because I even thought about wanting to get into soap making as a hobby, but, you know, the gang stalkers will slander and infect everybody and tell everybody don't buy my soap. Just like they say, do not read her ebooks. Or, I don't know how to make soap, but they got video tutorials on how you can learn. Or if I don't know how to go about doing it because I suck at design with Teespring. But I wanted to make and sell, targeted by the Psych World, t-shirts and hoodies and stuff, or even dresses. But the so-called TI community Nobody will want to buy them because they all turn into gang stalkers and they don't like me. Not every single TI, but the majority of them. Nearly all. With a few sincere ones left. And the sincere ones who are really targeted, they might be struggling financially to the point where they might not be able to afford to. They may not be able to afford, you know. So if they may not be able to afford to, you know, support me, then I understand, you know. But we all need to be helping each other to survive and make a living, rather than you thinking you got the authority to force somebody to stop living. But yeah, the easiest way to, you know, go live your life is if they back off and leave you the fuck alone. I can't even go to church. I can't even go to church because they gang stalked in church. They got too many narcs in church. And they think that church going that all they got to do is go to church on Sunday. You know, they live like the devil and live in their sinful worldly ways 6 days a week, and then wait till Sunday to put on their fake holy mask. And you know, you can live like a whole lesbian stud 6 days a week, and then wait till Sunday to put on your abusive, narcissistic, fake holy mask and run around pretending to look like a womanly woman. And people wouldn't even know you're gay. Or, you know, you could be a gangbanger or a hood thug, you know, and conceal your tattoos. You can beat and just rob somebody, you know, the night, like Saturday night, and then, Sunday, you come to church like nothing happened and put on your fake holy mask. Or you committed some kind of internet scamming an elderly 90-year-old woman out of so much money that you get a brand new BMW. Oh, and then you go to church on Sunday putting on your fake holy mask. Or you wait till Sunday to tell people you shouldn't curse. But you curse like a thug 6 days a week, hypocrite. Don't tell me what to do. But they be the main self-righteous ones trying to tell you what you shouldn't do. But you go to a Masonic lodge and then show up straight in church with a nice ass Porsche, yeah, or the same kind of cars that celebrities drive. But stop cursing, Candy. Stop cursing. Watch your language. Shut your fake self-righteous ass up. And you don't tell me what to do with my mouth. But you done slandered and lied on me. But that's okay. That language will not be tolerated up in here. Shut your fake fucking ass up. Because you just lied on me 5 minutes ago. I hate these narcissistic abusers with being self-righteous, with trying to tell me stop cursing or don't curse. When you lie, manipulate, slander, and threaten, and play all kinds of psychological games, gaslight, and deflect, and I'm just fucking sick and tired of it. I'm fed up. If I eat this small bag of chips, I deserve to be punished with cancer. I'm the greediest person in the world. But, I deserve whatever cancer is coming to me. But if I try to heal myself naturally with something like this and put it in my food, you're wasting money. you're wasting your money. That doesn't make sense. I'm wasting my money when I use this. But if I eat this, I deserve to be punished with clogged arteries. That's the Peter Pan is the fake junk peanut butter. Well, what the hell am I supposed to eat? If I have something like this, it's a waste of money because it's healthy. But if I have something like this, I deserve to be punished with diabetes. If I consume this, you're making like candy is nasty and drinks dirt. She's so greedy that she would drink inedible dirt. Educate yourself on bentonite clay. But I'm wasting my money on this. Y'all get it. But people still don't care. They're still going to override my feelings and still think that they can tell internet strangers what to do. And y'all the first to ghost me, the first to turn against me or dislike me or act like you don't care. And everything I say is flaming and got myself under fire because y'all feel like my mouth is dangerous because the truth is dangerous and you try to criminalize the truth and be fake and play both sides. Of course, a fake TI perp is sworn to secrecy. And I've known people who, once they sold out and became a perp, their personality changed. And you can't comprehend it or make sense of why they suddenly started acting bizarre towards you. So, as I said, so I don't have access to a vehicle to be exploring and traveling the country or vacationing anywhere. but I mean, me being homeless and wrongfully banned from everywhere, that shut out a lot of job opportunities for me too when I was on the streets. So, yeah, me having, I want to improve my cooking skills. I already make food taste good for me, but they might have food that look nasty but tastes so bomb. Or it could be vice versa. If something can look so aesthetically beautiful, but you bite into it and eat it and it's like gross. It can work both ways. So, I feel inspired. I'm from New Orleans. So, I feel inspired to want to be a better cook or to cook better or bake better. I want to cook better and bake better. And I'm trying to relearn since I've been homeless for a long time. But on the stove, if I'm not sleep deprived, then I can cook on a stove. I've made myself some amazing meals. Even if it's a struggle meal. If I might make an amazing meal, something that I probably made once in my life and probably wouldn't even think of to remember to make again for the rest of my life, But I don't feel that accomplished because I only wrote a couple or a few short stories since living here, but I'm more accomplished than I think because I published 3 nonfiction ebooks. And the perps had an issue with that or a problem with that. So I don't even have the money to start a natural organic soap making business. I wish I knew how, and I wish I had the funds. But who would buy it though? So, and it's like if other people can have their businesses and live stream their business on TikTok of what food or, I'm like, how come certain people are allowed to run a business and most people aren't? So, how come you're allowed to have a cake decorating business or a barbecue restaurant and I'm not allowed to have a business? In New Orleans, my hometown, I wasn't homeless at the time. And I try to find a way where I can make and sell stuff. And they would have security guards and stuff chasing me out and harassing me and block me from trying to get to access going to the office to try to ask people how do I go about getting a license to run a business selling, New Orleans treats or whatever. Or I envisioned an idea if I could start up a natural, organic, healthy food truck. But they make it like I'm not allowed to run a business. And then people with narcissistic mindset feel like you're not allowed to because you don't know what you're doing. Well, teach me if I don't know. Help. We all need to help each other succeed rather than sabotaging. Like you get your success and then you block a homeless person. How many of these business owners, instead of saying, well, we don't want to hire you because you're homeless, help them get out of their situation and give them some hope. Excuse me. But y'all all about yourselves. But they have had very few, but they had homeless people who started up a blog and monetized it and was able to get out of their homeless situation. But there has to be some way to not necessarily get big success like celebrity kind of fame and stuff, but just to get enough success to be self-sufficient and get out of your hole and be self-sufficient and independent, And that's all I would want. Just enough to be self-sufficient and independent, but they're blocking me. So and I hate how the government put it in place to where we have to be forced to work for satanic corporations for a low wage and then dealing with workplace mobbing and being abused. Like they get rid of mom and pop stores and so as I said, me being targeted, I couldn't even run a restaurant because they might have a perk to get paid to lie and say that if they might have a perk that would get paid to lie and say that I poisoned their food or something like that. So that's one setback or a challenge to why, and other very much financial hindrance why I couldn't be able to run a business or a restaurant or something, So since I can't do stuff like that, I might write short stories, about people like Horace the Bird Watcher, HORACE, Horace the Bird Watcher short story. And that was one of my best short stories that I wrote. Not the ultimate best, but one of my top best short stories that I wrote. So if the perps complain about my writing, but they still been stalking and reading for so many years, and no, I'm never going to change. I'm not going to change. I'm not here to change for you or your opinion of what it means for improvement. Fuck you. You don't matter.